We laugh at sheep. Oh, sheep, they're so stupid. Humans have out-sheep the sheep. We've dispensed with the bloody sheepdog. We keep each other in line by ridicule and condemnation for the crime of being different.
Hi, it's Rob Moore here, and over a year ago I interviewed David Icke for my podcast, The Disruptive Entrepreneur, and this YouTube channel. Content about 5G, the virus, is getting banned all over the place by YouTube. So this excerpt is from an interview more than a year ago where I think you'll find it very interesting, some of the predictions David made about maybe what's happening now. Make sure you subscribe to the channel right now in case this video gets taken down, and let's go to the clip interview with David Icke.
You use the system to expose the system, because the system has the networks of communication. So as best, and dominates them. So as best you can, you have to use the system to expose the system. But in terms of entrepreneurs, and it is starting to happen, you know, what do they say? What's that line? Necessity is the mother of invention, old saying. Entrepreneurs, if you like, who are genuine, who believe in freedom of speech, they have a fantastic opportunity here and can make an enormous contribution to human freedom by developing platforms, not least video platforms, and developing communication platforms to replace these system-controlled operations, so that we don't have to use the system to bring the system down only. We have our own free platforms, non-censored platforms that can communicate it. And the more then that you have censorship and suppression in the official media networks, the more people will gravitate towards those that are censorship free. And it will become counterproductive then for the corporate giants in Silicon Valley to go down the road they're going, because they'll just be replaced. Because there is, I mean, I've been on this journey now for nearly 30 years. When I started out, no one wanted to know. I was just laughed at in the street and everything. On this world tour, speaking tour, since the summer of 2016, all over the world, literally, I have seen a dramatic transformation, both in the numbers of people that want to look at the world in another way and see that maybe this official narrative is not exactly how it is or anything like it is. And not only that, the kind of people within the system, people that a few years ago you thought, well, they'd never be, you know, in a position to think differently or question, but they are. There is a changing awareness going on that the world is not like they thought it was, and the system has told them from cradle since they were born to how things are. Because when you look at a human life, it is a download of the official version of everything. That's what it is. This is why vast numbers of people have no other filter for their view of reality, self, world events than the information they receive from the mainstream media and mainstream everything. You know, you come out of the womb and your parents, who've been through the process that you're about to go through, the programming process, they start influencing your perceptions of reality. Overwhelmingly, the vast overwhelming majority, not because they're being malevolent, but that they've been persuaded that their version of everything is true. Therefore, they're passing on to you because they think they're doing the best for you. You then go into what's called the education system. It's a perceptual programming operation. It's psychological warfare on the young. And from the age of 3, 4, right up through your formative years into your teenage years, day after day after day after day, you are being given the official version of everything. Official version of science, of medicine, of politics, of everything, all the way through your formative years. And it's what I call the postage stamp consensus. It's a very narrow band of possibility. And if you're going to pass exams, you have to tell the system that postage stamp perception of possibility that you've been told is reality. Otherwise, you're not going to pass your exams. Because what are exams? It's the system saying, you tell me what I've told you, and I'll give you a prize. You tell me what I've not told you, because you've got a mind of your own and you're questioning it, and I'll ring your mum and dad and say you're a disruptive influence in the classroom. Right? And we'll see what Ritalin will do to that. Right? This happens all over the world. And then, having downloaded this program of perception of normal, the postage stamp reality, you then go out into the institutions. You become a journalist, a doctor, a scientist, someone in the corporate world, a politician. And you've taken with you this core download of the perception of normal and how things are. And so these institutions are all controlled by this perception, and then they confirm to each other that this perception's true. If you're a scientist and you don't stick to the scientific orthodoxy, then you lose your grants and you become ridiculed by your profession. If you're a doctor and you don't go along with the orthodoxy, you lose the right to practice, even though it might be very effective what you're doing. If you're a journalist, you won't last long if you go against the orthodoxy. And then all underpinning this, you've got peer pressure. All the people who've been through the sausage machine that you've been through, who have decided that they will accept that version of normal, they then police everyone else that wants to question that normal. So you're ridiculed or condemned by your peers if you question what they have accepted without question. And I've used this analogy a number of times. I think it's very accurate. We laugh at sheep because sheep follow the one in front and follow the shepherd. One shepherd. Follow the shepherd, and anyone that goes out of line, the sheepdog's there, woof, woof, fear, fear, fear. And we laugh at sheep. Oh, sheep, they're so stupid. Humans have out-sheeped the sheep. We've dispensed with the bloody sheepdog. We keep each other in line by ridicule and condemnation for the crime of being different or questioning the norm. And how has anything ever moved forward in the entirety of human history, ironically? People questioning the norm. Because if you don't question the norm, you go into an eddy or vortex, and you go round and round and round, and nothing moves on and nothing expands. But that's the idea. You cannot control a population of critical thinking, free-thinking people, questioning people, in the way that you can control a population that just accepts, like a sponge, the official version of everything. And thanks to the alternative media, although I don't think most of the alternative media goes even nearly far enough. Most of it's not actually alternative, but mainstream light. But even so, thanks to that, and this availability in the last few years of alternative narratives to world events, etc., people have started now to question more than ever before. When the government comes out and says, this is what happened, it's the Russians! More and more people, like never before, are going, well, hold on a minute. Is it? Where's the evidence? And I tell you, when you ask that question, where's the evidence? There's usually silence coming back. And you know, there was with this incident in Salisbury, with the nerve agent and the Russian double agent working for British intelligence, or used to anyway. There was a wonderful line from Theresa May, the British Prime Minister, that encapsulated exactly what I'm talking about, and how this perceptual download, this perceptual